Okay, good evening, everyone. Nice to see you all. And I hope you're all well. We're going to cover some very exciting points how to kickstart your business and create the momentum that's going to get you to your next step. I think it's important, but you can't do it by yourself. You've got to be part of that team. And if you start looking at the tools that we have, it's very important to hone in on or select which is best for you. So we look at the first thing is to get our attitude right. If we don't get our attitude right, then whatever comes up, we've seen it often this last week, in fact, with people with a very bad attitude, everything, they will be looking for the fault in anything you give them instead of the solution. So, and I've asked Sean to help me on this one here. In order to start getting your attitude right in line with this business, we've got to start listening to tapes, books, and videos and positive stuff that will help us create the environment that we need. So if you're looking at personal growth, or I know that a lot, young Rowan's got a lot of stuff on personal growth, but maybe, Sean, you might have something on your big file there that would help someone just to create that momentum. Because remember, when you create a bit of momentum in your business, it creates more momentum, and you'll start finding that the little bumps are going to be ironed out. So maybe I can just hand over to you just for you to think. I know I put you in a bit of a spot, and these revelations only came to me later on today. I was trying to think of the most important thing right now.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Well, obviously Jim Rohn is a big one. I also listen to Eric Worre a lot. Eric Worre wrote the book Go Pro. I think we're pretty much all familiar with that one. And then the other one I found to be very, very helpful is Simon Chan with a website called MLMnation.com. And he interviews a lot of network marketers from all different type of network marketing companies. He's even interviewed Alan Blaine, who is part of Neolife. And that has made a huge difference for me, because it's stories of people who they're all, when he interviews people, they've got to be 6- and 7-figure earners. So in other words, Charlie level. And the stories that these people tell, they are stories of people who were already well-established business people, and they got involved with the business and they flew. And there's other stories of people who started. The one lady I remember very clearly saying she was a druggie, she was an alcoholic, she was living, at one stage she was actually living in the street, she was living in friends' couches, and eventually her family kicked her out as well, so that's why she ended up living on the street. And she realized that she had to make a plan. And it was obviously personal growth that started as well, but she got involved and she turned her life around. And that has got her to where she is today, which is a 6- or 7-figure earner. But it all started here. It's that mental attitude. And yes, as Rob Sperry says, you can listen to millions, and I've listened to hundreds of talks by Jim Rohn and Les Brown and who are these other guys, John Maxwell, Rob Sperry, Simon Chan, Alan Blaine. I've listened to all of them, and I still listen to them on a regular basis, because you need to do it daily. I think it was Zig Ziglar who said, um, people ask him if you need to do motivation daily. He says, well, it's like bathing. It's a good idea. Because if you don't bath daily, you're not going to smell so good. If you don't get your attitude right daily, you're not going to be so good either. But if you don't take the action, you're never going to get anywhere. I think it was Jim Rohn. There was a talk between Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar, and Zig Ziglar said, you have to be motivated. And Jim Rohn's comeback on that was, if you motivate an idiot, if you teach motivation to an idiot, you've got a motivated idiot. So it doesn't help just listening to the motivation. It does nothing. It hasn't built my business by one person listening to the podcasts and listening to all the motivation. You've got to do the action. And if you hash up the first time round, so what? Welcome to the team. Every single one of the people who are successful today, including Jerry Brasfield, have hashed up at some stage. And I know that's one of my problems, is that I want everything to be perfect. You don't do a presentation until it's perfect. And the way that Louis Smith overcame that one, he got a whole lot of chairs in front of him and he did 1 million presentations, or a good few 100,000 presentations to a lot of chairs. I think they all signed up. And then he put people in the chairs and then his business started exploding. Same with phone calls. First time Louis did a phone call, he hashed it up royally. He had no idea what he was doing, but he made the phone call and got started. And that is where I know that's my own biggest downfall, and I'm working on overcoming it. So it is a challenge in work in progress. But if you don't take the action, if you don't talk to people, you're never going to get anywhere. So we have to learn to talk to people. And at this stage, I'm still not that very adept at putting this thing over here and talking on it. But I'm talking to people every day. Staff members, people I'm meeting in hospitals. People ask me questions and I'm going to answer them. I don't necessarily lead, but yeah, I don't put the business in front of them. But I do listen to the challenges and I make suggestions and offer suggestions. And as Rob Sperry says, we need to be a friend first before we need to be a marketer. And we need to be a marketer first before we are a network marketer. So it's not a case of pushing the business down people's throats all the time. You're going to kick people out of the business. Because, and I know I've done that as well on more than one occasion, where, as you know, I enjoy my technical side of the products. And I talk. And I have all the useless information about all the products. And people go, wow, that's so amazing. It's wonderful. But I can never know as much as you. And I want to kick myself with both feet every single time. Because I don't want anybody else to know as much as I do. I don't want anybody to know anywhere close to what I do. Because if it's not interesting to them, or if it's not of interest to them, they're not going to do it. And I talk myself or talk people out of the business because of that. So be a friend first. Listen more than talk. And that makes all the difference. Because you might not bring up the business the first time round. You might not bring up the business the second or third conversation, but you're developing a relationship. Jerry's always said the business is built one relationship at a time. So I think we need to focus more on building a relationship, being a friend before being a business builder. Because the business building will come if we talk to enough friends. Now, if you don't get out a lot, like I do, I see the same people all day, every day. you've then got to find people somewhere else. So chat to people. It's amazing. You can be in a shopping center, and especially now with all the rain we've been having, somebody will make a comment. You say, yeah. And you just make a quick comment. You've got to be quite quick sometimes, but you can judge people fairly quickly and easily. Can they take a joke or can they not? And if somebody makes a comment, you can throw it back fairly quickly and just get a guide of, are they willing to talk more? Yeah, you can walk past 10 people and say, hi, and two of them will say hello back to you, and the others will sort of either look at you up and down like who are you, or they'll just ignore you. And if they just ignore you, well, that's fine. Ignore them too. But the ones that say hello, hi, how's it going? How are you? And you get talking. And this is where the motivation part comes in, because and don't just listen to motivation, listen to sales talks as well. John Maxwell, very good on that. Guys like Rob Sperry, even Alan Blaine for that matter, they're very good at creating conversations, even Simon Chan as well. And Eric Worre talks about that a lot as well, about how to create a conversation. And I'm learning quite a bit about that at the moment because I'm very bad with that. And my worst part is taking somebody's name and their phone number. I never take a phone number, and I seldom ask for a name. But I'll figure it out as they go along. Yeah, I'm seeing patients daily, and they'll see me months later, and they'll see me in the shops, or sometimes even a couple of years later, and they go, "Oh, hi, how's it? Do you see? I'm all better now. You did X, Y, Z." And I go, "Okay, right. Do you know who you're talking to? Just keep talking, and I'll figure it out." And they keep going, and I go, "Oh yes, you had X, Y, Z, and you'd fallen here, and you had this accident, and you broke that. Wow, you've got such a good memory." I know there's such a good memory. I've got a good hearing. Because people tell you stuff. People are telling you stuff all the time. You just have to listen. And as I've spoken about this on more than one occasion, because of the job that I'm in, I have to listen to people because I've got to pick up a history. And you don't just listen to what they say. You listen to what they don't say, and you listen to what's in their eyes, and you look at and you listen to their body language. If you go into learning about body language, and this is the other thing, not just motivation, learn about the tips and tricks of sales. Zig Ziglar is a brilliant one for that, because Zig always talked about sales, but it's not just sales. When people talk about sales, most people think if you talk about sales, it's that irritating phone call that you didn't ask for, where somebody's phoning you in the middle of the day saying, would you like a new cell phone contract? And you're not interested in that at all, and then they push and they say, we've got this wonderful deal for you. Where would you like us to send it to? Give me your details. And they hope that they're talking fast enough that you're going to, okay, it's such and such and such. And then you make a sale. And that's not what our sales are. Our sales are building a relationship and offering a solution. And that's what I'm finding is working so well overseas at the moment, is they're doing these little health talks, these 15, 16-minute health talks. And at the end, you're educating people. So you're asking them if they would be willing to help you learn. You tell them, I do not want to sell you anything. I'm not interested in you joining my business at all. I'm doing this challenge, and I need to show people this presentation. Can you give me 15 minutes of your time that I can practice on a friendly face? And you do your talk, which is all there, it's all been given to us. And at the end, it gives you 4 options. One of which is straightforward customer. Thank you very much. One of which, okay, in the States, they've got a slightly different option so we can narrow it down to 3. One is a straightforward customer. Thank you very much. We make full profit. Great. The second one is a member. And I'm slowly but surely learning the benefit of having a member. Slow process. But if people say, oh, no, we're not interested in selling and we really couldn't be bothered, but we'd like the products, would you like a discount? Yes, please, but I can't afford it. Okay, would you like a discount? And it doesn't cost you anything to join up as a member. And they're getting 10 members for every distributor that they get. But as a result, their teams are growing. And those members, as they get used to the products, can convert to become a distributor.
Thanks, Sean. Wow, a lot of information. I'm going to hand over to Devin, but what I'm looking at is that you've got to have the belief in yourself and in our product in order to go out there. And I think what you just mentioned there, a lot of those talks on the various people will actually build up your belief in yourself, give you more confidence so that when you go out, you are prepared. Now, the worst thing is if you don't know what to say or what are they going to say, whether you've got the right answers. And I think if you've got enough belief in yourself and the company and the products and the system, they will see that you've got that confidence and they're going to start listening to what you're saying. But if you go timidly towards them, they will pick it up. So, what are you going to say on this?
Yeah, hi everybody. I just found that the best thing to do is just do it.
Mhm.
That's the best way. Just do it. We've been in like a home group on a Tuesday morning now for about 2 years, right? 2 years. Nobody knew I was doing New Life. Not one single thing on a Wednesday. And then suddenly someone got a very bad bed sore on the heel. And I happened to be chatting that she needs a leader, and she needs this, and she needs that, what have you. And so she says, no, I do take that. So I said, yes, but when are you taking it from? And what is the make? Oh, I don't know. I just go to this stem and I get the cheapest one on rock. So I said, then your cheapest one, I will do mine and you'll see what happens. Well, we know what happens. And now I'm getting orders all the time. I was just saying to John, our biggest problem, John's and mine, is not having customers. We've always built the business. If anybody's interested, we immediately join them as a distributor. And even if we supply, they get distributed price. So we've always done that. We've always built the business. We've never really capitalized on customers. So I was saying to John just now, I'm starting to need to get out a book or something to start putting my customers in. Because I've collected so many customers in the last month that we are now over 1,000 personnel. We usually sit around about 300 personnel.
Okay.
So you can just imagine our own 100 and 200 on customers. And now we're over 1,000. So, yeah, so I think one just has to do it. But you're right, Sean, build up the friendship. They trust me now. We've been together for 2 years. And they now trust what I'm saying is true. When I did a home game, and that's very important, start with them. Even if there's 2 or 3 of you. They said to me, listen, you need to come and talk to us about this, because we're all getting old and we're needing products. So I did a talk, but I didn't do the talk by myself. I got 2 other people who were with me in Neola, in the other feeds, and I got them to come with me. And then they endorsed everything I said. So when I was talking about things like Anita, Lynn would pop up and tell everybody about Anita's stories that she knows. And then I talk about Formula 4, and then Pauline would jump up. Anyway, I got quite a few orders, but it was also noted that one of the people Pauline sold to. But you know, that's going to happen. So I'm just glad that the person that she sold to is getting good products. So I don't mind at all. And yeah, so we just have to do it. All of us, all I see Jenny and you know how to do this business. You just actually need to do it. And I really think stop looking for home. So with Sanita, just say, listen, get a few people around. And even if there's just 3 or 4 people, that's fine, perfect. It's, even if you sit around the table and don't do a full presentation, just start doing it slowly with those people. And you can even maybe end off like when John and I do it together. John, when he starts or ends off, was saying you can do this as a business, and if you're interested, I'll show you how. And if they are interested, then he shows the simple. Just a quick one, like we do a quick one, give you down again for that. Just that one. And yeah, we just need to do it. And Penny Holiday, I know she keeps asking people to come to her house to do it. So if you need new people, Jenny, don't worry about the old people.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Ansie's doing her bits. She's getting talking all the time. Ansie's got some very nice customers. Just needs to build on. Ansie just needs to build on your customers and get some more. But yeah, Jenny needs new people, and no mothering the old people.
And it's also very important to be your own product. Because
Absolutely.
I often get people commenting about, wow, but you got so much energy.
Yeah.
And when you're moving, I think it's Charlie that always says, if you're walking somewhere, walk like you've got somewhere to go. Don't just sort of drag along. And I get highly irritated when I get road rage behind people in queues where they're just sort of dragging their feet up and I want to go, yeah, would you like some tree?
Push them.
Yeah. And they go, but wow, you got so much energy. And I say, yeah, I've got some really good products.
A thing in the supermarket, sure, a tip in the supermarket, which I do, it's quite embarrassing, I suppose. If we've said hello to somebody and to smile back, I try and find that I'm behind her at the supermarket. And I always say, oh, look, you also are a healthy person. I find something in their trolley that denotes health. I said, well, I try to be. So, and that's how I get a conversation. I said, well, you know, we think in a business opportunity now, we can put a lot of those products at a discount. Really? Give your name and number and I'll get hold of you. And that's it. I then remember that I've still got to go and get some tomatoes or something. The queue.
Oops.
Oh dear, I forgot the tomatoes.
Now you got to go back to the queue again.
Jenny, what have you got?
Who, me?
Momentum, and you now answer.
Okay, who's talking? Me or Ansi?
You.
Okay, thoughts will determine what you want. So action will determine what you get. As we've said, TGP, talk to people. Success is only complete when it benefits others. So now we can, as you've been saying, I've got something for you at your Bible study. You actually getting their interests. Be organized. If you're not organized, organization, it lubricates the whole of your production line, whether it's getting new people or whether promoting the products. Be a GPS or Google map for your team, because be there to lead, guide, and encourage. You have to have a system in place. Do you have your goals? It starts with attitude, and you have to know where you're going. Be a source of inspiration to your team. And I can carry on forever. Maybe I should stop there. I've got lots of stuff to share. Okay.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just looking at the person. We actually have that book law where it says an object at rest tends to stay at rest. And a lot of people lose the momentum and even the belief in themselves to get to the place where they can pick up the phone and put an action plan together. So what would you suggest that they listen to or read, which books or which tape, that they can start believing that they can do this? It's just a belief, and then for them to create their own action plan and put it all together. So what would you suggest that they listen to?
You're talking to me.
Yes?
I always start, I give my downlines when they're new, that Dale Carnegie book, because that tells you about people skills, and then they read it and we discuss it, gives them confidence in themselves. So Dale Carnegie to me has really helped me personally grow.
That how to win friends and influence people.
Absolutely.
Good book, that.
Anything else before us answering?
Well, Zig Ziglar to me, all those little short sayings he says, they're very inspirational. And then that Covey book, Stephen Covey, he's also very motivational. He's also got a few stories, and then he encapsulates the story he's told to life skill, like on attitude. He'll talk about, and then he'll have little quips, little sayings on attitude, etc. So Stephen Covey, I've been going through that. That is for me very motivational.
There's another one. I'm trying to think of the book. I've got the book next to my bed at the moment. Can't think of the guy's name, but it's an old book. But he started off as a baseball player, and developed from there. I'll think of it now. Can't think of his name, but I'll figure it out and I'll let you know. But also the napkin presentations is a good one to use.
Yes, yeah. And see, what do you think is going to create momentum?
Definitely, as Sean and everybody mentioned, we have to take action and building relationships. You can't just meet people and push the business in their face or down their throat, whatever you would like to say. Why do people don't have confidence? And they can overcome that. As they always say, we believe in the people we meet and we can help them. And if they know that they're not on their own, that you can help them, but not do everything for them. As they say, we're in business for ourselves, but not by ourselves. Like this morning in this meeting I went to, the people always tell me, you're so positive, well, you know what, I'm not pushing for things like that. I said to them, I just thank God I am a very positive person. And when it was my turn to share my 60 seconds, I was telling them in short about the business, and then I said, we don't look for sick people. We look for healthy people who want to improve their health and don't want to get sick. So, and the people's eyes just went big like this. And so I got one order, and another 2 orders I got, and they wanted to know more about the products. The 2 ladies who ordered but they'll confirm it tomorrow. I sent them all the info, but then they can't remember past, but they were very happy for the info I gave them. So,
it's called having posture, where you believe in yourself and you believe in your products and you believe in your opportunity. And if you have that posture, people will be attracted.
Yeah, confidence is a very big thing. So you need to be confident in yourself, even if you have to do a self-talk behind the door. Change your whole personality when you come outside the door. Suddenly you're totally different. I know you do tasks on a Sunday morning, and sometimes it's a shift. You've got to get there so early. And we get there, and as we walk in the door, suddenly it's smiles and hugs and hello and how are you? And up until then, I've probably run to the toilet 60,000 times and I'm not feeling too great. And my hair's standing up on end. But behind that door, you paste it down, put on some lipstick, walk out, put a smile on your face, and suddenly you're a new person. And it's funny, it actually makes you feel better.
Exactly.
Something very important on the 8th of March, we are going to be having another talk at the Westfall Country Club. It's the Osprey's turn to do that.
Okay. That's exciting.
Right.
But what of that didn't you understand?
Okay.
So I think in order to create this momentum we're talking about, we've got to try and get out to our teams. And there's a lot of people that should be on tonight. That's why I'm very happy that you're taking this, because we're going to suggest to them that they just either come to it by themselves, or bring their spouse, or bring one person. So it's a start. And if we can start creating this momentum of excitement, enthusiasm and support for one another, they're going to start adding people. I must admit, I was very excited to see the actual numbers that were at that first meeting. How many were there? 12 or 20 answered?
I'm not too sure, but
so it's a lot.
there were at least 50 there.
I think so. So for a first meeting to kick off, that's a good start, because they're going to support our business as well. So I think in closing, I'm just going to hand over to all of you what you suggest we do with our team, which steps to send off. We start with you, Sean, then Penny, Ellen, Hudson, then you can come. We've got 3 minutes left. 3 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
We just need to invite one other person. Eric Worry was saying the other day that the way that he got going was that somebody said to him, you need to get 1/3 of 1% better every day.
Yeah.
If you just become 1/3 of 1% better every day, you would have improved by 100% after 12 months.
Do you know that on the in the source in the library on the source, there's some beautiful invitations there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just pick one of those invitations and maybe just hand them out.
Yeah. No, there's about 2 or 3 of them,
Yeah, there's different ones.
and they're all
There's
editable.
one that I sent to the ladies for the coffee in the morning. Yeah, so those are very, very nice and very professional.
Mhm.
Okay, we've got 2 more minutes. Thank you, everybody. Any positive close before we go? Jenny, you've been very quiet.
Perseverance. You have to persevere. You
Yeah.
keep on keeping on, no matter what. And
Yeah.
you know what? My father, and it's instilled in my family because we've had a lot of challenges, but you just persevere, keep on keeping on, and nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Correct.
Got 1 minute, Nancy?
Yes, no, I agree with that. I just want to know, John and Debbie, what will we do on that day? Basically the same that the New Life people did last time, or we just talking?
It's a similar format,
No,
except this time I think it's fits the plan.
No, what they want to do is have purely a business talk, and we'll have a couple of products in. But it's from 2 to 3, 1 hour, and that's it. So it's a business plan, like in the Eagle team, we invited people at 7:30, whatever, to come and listen there. So it's going to take the same format as our Eagle team meeting. And then obviously there'll be the broccoli jam and the carpet, the very basic ones to show them that the business actually works. And we're going back to basics now, and it's going to be a very exciting meeting. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.